a performer of some sort. Even back to my early days of preschool, there seems to have been a history of me enjoying the limelight.
All lined up in a wedding group, here we are, a photograph. All dressed up in a morning suit and we're trying not to laugh. Since the early caveman in his fur took a trip to Gretna Green, there's always been a photographer to record the happy scene. Next people full of big chocolate, one big job on that house. All I'm told, lovely what a joke, and I'm all feeling glad of smoke.
And so, in July of 1982, I was in a school performance of The Boyfriend. And backstage I met a chap who was being a stagehand, and he was the drummer in a newly formed local band, and he offered me the chance to come and audition. They were looking for a singer at the time. So I duly turned up at Rushlake Green Village Hall, where they rehearsed, and sang a few songs and got their nod of approval, strangely enough, which was a good thing, and I joined the band. We used to rehearse in Rushlake Green Village Hall every week and then decamp to the pub before it shut, because pubs used to shut in those days at strict times. So my girlfriend then, who'd been the muse of a few of my acoustic tunes in 1982, came up with the band name. And it was a suitably 80s pompous name in keeping with hit bands of the time like Spandau Ballet and Duran Duran. And so by October 1982, à la Tienne were ready to rock. The Foresters Arms in East Hoathly, which is a very small village in East Sussex. This tiny little village must have been completely underwhelmed by what hit them that night. So this new musical chapter opened up for me right there and then. It was goodbye to contemplative acoustic folky music and hello extravagant frontman of a simple 80s pop band. We started recording in a couple of studios around that time, and one of the songs, Touch Sensitive, was put on a couple of local compilation albums. Touch Sensitive was our sort of big final number, where I'd strut about the stage in my Chelsea boots, tight PVC black skinny trousers, padded shoulder jackets with the sleeves rolled up like Miami Vice, and a flouncy blousey sort of shirt that I'd wear. We used to use plenty of eyeliner, eyeshadow and all of that stuff too, completely overact, playing these small little pub venues and places like they were sort of massive rock arena stages. So the result of these compilation albums with Touch Sensitive on, these compilations were called Tracks on the Green and Dodgy Demos for Arty Parties. And also on that album I think we managed to get another song on there too called Dance to My Heart.
Cutting fingers on the strings for you, as the jumping on act so hard. Getting buried in the smoke for you, your cigarettes dance to my heart.
We must have peaked with a gig at the Royal Hippodrome Theatre in Eastbourne. Backstage we were all applying our makeup, eyeliner and dark eyeshadows, and I remember trying to look like the singer in Bauhaus, and Andy the drummer got his girlfriend to do his makeup and he ended up with a nice sort of blue eyeshadow. It's very nice. So it was here backstage that we discovered that Tim, the keyboard, who was the manager of a local off licence as well, he allowed his arm to be twisted by a couple of his rough local drunk customers. And they had decided they'd quite like to be our minders for the evening and handle security in case there was any trouble. Now, I can't really think what trouble could ensue. Having said that, we did have a band that were going to support us that night, and because we hadn't sold enough tickets, we had to tell them before they went on, literally 10 minutes before they went on, that they weren't going on because we couldn't afford to pay them, and they weren't getting any money, they weren't going to get to play, and would they like to leave. And we thought they had left, and we played our set and they were mighty cross. And halfway through the set we had some beer glasses and beer thrown at us from one of the balconies, and it crashed down on the stage, at which point our minders escorted them from the building. The last gig we played at the Shelley Arms in Nutley ended up with one of the band's friends getting into a fight right in front of the band, and the keyboard player jumping over his keyboard and wading into the fight, and that was the end, the innocuous end of our live performances, really. In 1985-86, Mac the drummer had to go off to university, and it seemed like that was the end of the band, but I convinced everyone else to sort of carry on and let's make a record, I said. The record was produced by Richard Ricketts, a chap we'd met and who had recorded a live tape of our show at the Hippodrome on a Revox reel-to-reel. He had produced some small punk bands before that and had a little studio, so we set about making the record with him. We eventually cut the record at Abbey Road Studios with the legendary Harry Moss, who had cut all the Beatles records in the 60s. There was a song called Kissing Me With Your Mind, which I'd written earlier in '85. But the original idea for Kissing Me With Your Mind came from me listening or mishearing the words in Stephen Tintin Duffy's song, Kiss Me With Your Mouth. That was a kiss me with your mouth, your love is sweeter, no, your touch is sweeter than wine, something like that. Kiss me with your mouth, love is sweeter than wine, and lips are sweeter than wine, that's the one. And I obviously got those lyrics in my head and misheard them, and they all jumbled about and came out as I'm tired of you kissing me with your mind. And then I needed another line to sort of go the opposite of kissing me with your mind, and that was it's your body I really need. Of course, what else when you're 19, lusty 19-year-old. Very dodgy though by today's standards, and quite inappropriate I'm sure in this PC age we live in, but hey, it seemed alright at the time. I'm tired of you kissing me with your mind, it's your body I really need. I'm tired of you loving me from your heart, it's not your love I really need. Don't overestimate me by thinking my love for you will last. Don't overcomplicate this by letting it all go to your heart. Tired of you kissing me with your mind, it's your body I really need. I'm tired of you crying that we should part, it's not your tears I really need. Don't act emotionally and think that I've changed my point of view. Still trying to impress me, but sure that I'd still walk out on you. I'm tired of you kissing me with your mind, it's your body I really need. That record went out through Rough Trade Records and bombed completely, did nothing whatsoever, and I remember taking most of them to Heathfield Tip and dumping them all. And then I ended up at art college where I got into painting in a big way, and I thought that painting could be a cool destiny too, but it never took me anywhere really. It was a creative time, and alongside painting and acting I used to write a lot of songs sitting at the piano at my parents' house. And I'd sit there and I'd put my tape machine on top of it and take the front and the top off, take the front off, and have this booming sound and play these songs that I wrote. But let's end this one now, 30 years after 1983, with an à la Tienne reunion. And I managed to track everybody down from the band. And so we all agreed we should get together and play some music if we could still remember how to do that. I look forward to doing it all again for the 40th anniversary in 2023. We'll have to obviously make more space for our Zimmer frames.